Now, President Donald Trump, he is the United States president, and then last 3 months, he actually signed some sort of an administrative rule, which basically meant that Ghanaians, or sorry, most African countries will now face a ban, or he signed an executive rule, which kind of suggests that most African countries or most third world or developing nation will face a total ban, or a total ban coming into the US. So basically, they've been banned from traveling to the United States of America. Now, this happened because two people were shot. These two people were the National Guard, more like the military kind of stuff, and they were guarding the White House. And an Afghanistan man actually went around the Washington, D.C. area and shot these two service personnel who are National Guard for no reason. And one died. The lady died. The guy is still, trying to get his bit and pieces together, but he was seriously hurt. And because of this, Donald Trump came out to say that he is going to impose a ban on third world countries. Now, third world countries, unfortunately, Ghana is a developing nation, so we could be clarified as a third world or a developing nation. But then this particular ban which came, Ghana was, we don't know how or what really happened, but Ghana was able to evade this particular visa ban, this visa ban directive, which came from President Donald Trump. But then something significant has happened, because this man on the screens, Ibrahim Traore, he said, see, the person who actually shot the National Guard at Washington, D.C., this particular person is not an African. Worst of all, he is not a West African. Worst of all, again, we don't know him. So why would the United States of America be banning African countries and third world countries who had nothing to do with the Afghan man who shot the two National Guards at Washington, D.C.? So he says, Ibrahim Traore says, see, we have formed a new alliance. That's the Sahel state, AES. If Donald Trump will ban us from entering his country, basically, we will also reciprocate the same thing. So currently, the AES states, Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and one other state, they have also reciprocated the same ban and banned any American from stepping foot in Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, and the likes. But then Larry Maduo, who works with CNN, had this to say. When we come back, we have another angle to this particular story in regards to Somalia and Somaliland.
Fred, Mali, Burkina Faso are essentially matching the US's energy, as they say, aura for aura, band for band, because the US added them to this travel ban. As of today, they can't come to the United States. They have done the same. They're following the footsteps of Chad, that also banned United States citizens from going to that country after they were added to this travel ban. And state media in Niger have said that they, too, will be applying similar reciprocal arrangements to block US citizens from going to Niger. As of today, 1st January 2026, about 12 African countries' citizens cannot come to the United States. Another 14 are under partial restrictions. This is one of the largest travel bans to ever affect the African continent. Almost half of all African nations' citizens cannot come to the United States without restrictions, and that is a large number. In the grand scheme of things, 67% of all these nations that are under these partial or full travel restrictions are in Africa. And that is why you see there's this criticism that this is a travel ban affecting mostly African and Muslim nations around the world. Some of the nations included in this are Syria, Laos. The Palestinian Authority issued passports were under the initial arrangement announced by the White House. So it covers around much of the global south. And it tracks with what President Trump has said, that he is interested in permanently pausing immigration from third world nations. So many of these countries in Africa, in Asia, and Latin America, from coming to the United States, and that's reflected in these continuous bans that affect many of these nations. But this reciprocal arrangement that these African nations are doing are interesting, because Mali and Burkina Faso are ruled by military juntas. They are under military rulers that took over power without a democratic process. And Niger, which has also reportedly put in a similar reciprocal arrangement, is also under military ruler. They have formed their own alliance called the Alliance of Sahel States, and they have been pushing back on any kind of Western influence in their countries. So many people are supporting them for standing up to the United States. Obviously, they can't stand up economically, but at least they're showing some dignity and respect in trying to stand back and push back on that, Frederica.
All right, fascinating. Larry Madowo in London. Thank you.
Okay, so that was exactly what really happened. So as of today, the 1st of January 2026, almost or most African countries, they are having either a total or partial ban from entering into the United States of America. Now, in regards to the United States of America, there's something which is really going on here in Africa. Now, there's a country called Somalia. This Somalia thing is trending in Minnesota and the US, but we'll not talk about that. But Somalia is an African country in the northern part of Africa. But then we are learning that this particular Somalia, there's a new country which have formed in Somalia called Somaliland. So just like just like what we have here in Ghana, there are certain people who want Ghana to be detached, or who want to detach itself from Ghana, and one of them is the Western Togoland. So the same kind of thing happened in Somalia, and then a section of the country broke away to form Somaliland. So in 1992, this was what happened. There was a civil war which went on, followed by unrest and a whole lot of uprising. And because of that, Somalia was basically economically and everything was not going on well. It was not being ruled well. People died. So a part of Somalia said that, the war is going on at that part. They always like fighting. We don't want fight. So we are kind of detaching ourselves to form our own country. So they formed their own country called Somaliland. Now, the African Union, which very soon President John Dramani Mahama will be the chair, the African Union have not recognized this particular Somaliland as a country. It still recognizes Somaliland as part of Somalia. But then just some few weeks ago, Prime Minister of Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu, came out and said that they now recognize Somaliland as a country, a sovereign nation. And this has angered the AU chair, the incoming AU chair, that is President John Dramani Mahama, the African Union, and most Africans, and even the countries, the UAE, most of them are angry. Now, we are learning that this particular recognition from or by the Israelis recognizing Somaliland, the US is partly involved. The US is partly involved in ensuring that Somalia kind of breaks into two, like what we have in Israel, Gaza, West East Gaza, and all of that. So we have a video. In this particular video, we will see that Somaliland quickly have formed an army. It says Somaliland National Army welcomes state of Israel's recognition. Republic of Somaliland is ready to cooperate as a strategic ally in the Horn of Africa, advancing stability and securing the Red Sea corridor. So we are learning that the reason why the US and Israel is doing this because they want control over parts of the Middle East. Now, this particular man, he said something, who happened to be the Somaliland National Army, one of their commanders. He said a whole lot of things. So we'll take a listen to what he said. Remember, this Africa. So it kind of consensus. So let's listen to what he said. When we come back, we will continue with this particular update.
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. My name is Captain Usman Abdi Heibe from the Somaliland National Army. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the men and women in uniform here in Somaliland and the people we proudly serve, we extend our deepest gratitude to the State of Israel. It is government under the leadership of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, and to the people of Israel for the historic recognition of the Republic of Somaliland as an independent and sovereign state. This moment conveys profound meaning for both of our countries. Somaliland and Israel, a nation is forged through hardship, resilience, and sacrifice. We have faced relentless opposition, powerful adversaries, and sustained efforts to deny our right to exist in peace and dignity. We have confronted terrorism on multiple occasions, proxy wars, economic blockade, and political isolation, sometimes all of these at once. Yet we endured. Through discipline, unity, and unbreakable commitment to our homeland, we survived and prevailed. Our histories reflect similar struggle and strength. We know what it means to defend our people against greater forces, to stand firm when recognition is delayed, and to build stability in regions where chaos was expected. This recognition honors our long and unwavering record of perseverance. Somaliland's National Army welcomes the new chapter of mutual recognition and cooperation between the Republic of Somaliland and the State of Israel. Partnerships in agriculture, health, education, technology, security, and economic development will transform both of our countries and contribute to regional stability and innovation. These ties will benefit not only our countries, but also our citizens, our youth, and the generations yet to come. History has shown that recognition between states ensures stability, rewards peace, and encourages lawful and responsible statehood. Together, we call upon other countries to follow Israel's principled example, to recognize the Republic of Somaliland based on facts, peace, a record of democracy, and responsible governance. Finally, to the people and leadership of Israel, thank you for standing on the right side of history. Thank you for recognizing the potential and promise that many who claim to be our brothers and sisters have failed to acknowledge. Thank you for honoring our right to self-determination. Your decision, which makes you the first country to officially recognize the Republic of Somaliland as a sovereign state since 1991, will be enshrined in our history books and forever held in our hearts. The anniversary of December 26, 2025 will be remembered and celebrated each year by Somalilanders across the globe with respect and honor. May our partnership grow stronger, and may peace and security guide both our nations forward. May the Almighty Allah bless and protect the blessed Republic of Somaliland and its allies from evil and envious enemies forever. Thank you so very much.